The clock hits 10 p.m. and everyone else is heading home. You're just clocking in. Welcome to the night shift where your body screams for sleep, but your bank account says otherwise. Most people think working nights is just regular work with darker windows. They have no idea what actually happens when the sun goes down and the rest of the world checks out. Your first hour is always the weirdest. The day shift workers are rushing to leave, throwing half-finished tasks at you like hot potatoes. They're explaining things at lightning speed because they've got dinner plans or kids to pick up. You're nodding along, knowing full well you'll figure it out yourself in 20 minutes anyway. Then suddenly, they're gone. The building goes quiet. That eerie kind of quiet where you can hear the vending machine humming 3 rooms away. Now the real shift begins. Your body is confused as hell. Every cell is telling you to sleep, but you're chugging energy drinks like water. That first week on nights? Absolute torture. You're a zombie trying to function in a world that makes no sense anymore. Days and nights flip. Your friends text you at 2 p.m., asking to hang out, and you're like, dude, I just went to bed 3 hours ago. They don't get it. How could they? But here's what nobody tells you about night shift. After a few weeks, something shifts. You enter this weird twilight zone where you're not quite part of normal society anymore. You're in a secret club. The night crew. You've got your gas station guy who knows your order. The same security guard making rounds. That one coworker who's been on nights for 15 years and has completely given up on seeing sunlight. The work itself is different too. During the day, there's constant interruptions. Managers breathing down your neck, customers everywhere, phone ringing off the hook. At night, you can actually focus, get things done. Sure, if something breaks, you're screwed because there's nobody around to help. But most nights, it's just you and whatever task needs finishing. Around 3 a.m., things get strange. This is the hour where your brain starts playing tricks. Everything is funny. Nothing is funny. You're having deep philosophical conversations with coworkers about whether hot dogs are sandwiches. These are the moments you'll remember. The absolute delirious nonsense that happens when humans aren't supposed to be awake. Then there's the food situation. What do you even eat? Breakfast at midnight feels wrong. Dinner at 7 a.m. is equally bizarre. You end up eating the weirdest combinations. Cold pizza and coffee. Cereal at 4 a.m. Your diet becomes a lawless wasteland of whatever keeps you conscious. The morning crew starts trickling in around 6 or 7. They're all chipper and caffeinated, talking about their morning routines. Meanwhile, you've been awake for 9 hours and you're running on fumes. They ask how your night was, and you give them the quick rundown. But you can't really explain what it's like. The solitude, the productivity, the bizarre freedom of working while everyone else dreams. You clock out when they're clocking in. The sun is up, birds are chirping, people are starting their days, you're ending yours. You drive home in morning traffic going the opposite direction of everyone else. Always the opposite direction. But the hardest part isn't the weird hours or the messed up sleep schedule, it's what happens when you finally get home. Your family is awake. The world is loud. Lawnmowers, construction, delivery trucks. Everyone expects you to just flip a switch and sleep through chaos. And somehow you have to. You invest in blackout curtains, earplugs, white noise machines, anything to trick your body into thinking it's nighttime at 11 a.m. Some days it works. Most days you're lying there, exhausted but wired, listening to kids playing outside and wondering what you're doing with your life. Your sleep schedule becomes this fragile thing you protect like a newborn. Someone wants to meet for lunch? Can't do it. Family gathering on Saturday afternoon? You'll be unconscious. Dating? Good luck explaining why you can't do dinner at a normal hour. Your entire social life has to revolve around this backwards schedule, and people get tired of accommodating it real quick. The health effects start creeping in too. Your body never fully adjusts. Studies say night shift workers have higher rates of everything bad. Heart disease, diabetes, depression. Your circadian rhythm is permanently confused, sending out distress signals your brain has learned to ignore. You're essentially jet-lagged for months on end. But then there are those nights, the good ones. When you hit this groove where everything flows, the work gets done, time passes smoothly. You're in the zone, completely focused, and suddenly your shift is over. Those nights remind you why some people actually prefer this. The independence, the lack of micromanagement, the premium pay that sometimes comes with it. You develop weird superstitions. Lucky coffee mug, specific parking spot, certain playlist that gets you through the rough patches. These small rituals become anchors in a schedule that feels completely unnatural. They're the only constants when everything else is upside down. Weekends are the worst minefield to navigate. Everyone else is off enjoying their Saturday. You're either working or recovering from working. You miss birthdays, concerts, casual hangouts. People stop inviting you after a while. Not out of malice, just forgetfulness. You've become the ghost who's never around. Some people do nights for a few months and tap out. Can't handle it. Others get stuck for years, either because the pay is better or because they've been doing it so long that switching back feels impossible. They've become creatures of the night. Vampires in uniform. The mental toll is real, though. Isolation does something to you. Even if you're working with others, there's this underlying loneliness that comes from being awake when the world sleeps. You're disconnected from the rhythm everyone else follows. Holidays feel hollow. Sunlight becomes this rare commodity you almost forget exists. Eventually, something gives. Either you find a way to switch back to days or you accept. This is your life now. Some people make peace with it. They build routines that work. Find partners who understand. Create a life that fits the schedule instead of fighting it. Others burn out completely. The exhaustion catches up. The missed moments pile too high. They realize no amount of extra pay is worth feeling like a stranger in their own life. They put in for that transfer, take the pay cut, whatever it takes to see sunlight again. But here's the thing nobody mentions. Once you've done nights, you're changed. You've seen how the world operates in those quiet hours. You've survived something most people never experience. And even years later, when you're back on a normal schedule, you'll occasionally wake up at 3 a.m. and feel this strange pull. A reminder of when you existed outside normal time, when you were part of that secret club. The night shift. Night. You black out your windows, pop in earplugs, and crash while the mailman's doing his rounds. It's not sustainable. It's not healthy. But for now, it pays the bills. And tomorrow night, when everyone else is winding down, you'll be lacing up your shoes and heading back into that fluorescent lit world where time doesn't exist and coffee is the only god you worship.